Hey, this is your girl, Elise, and this is Bitch, Let's Talk. So I know this is going to be completely different, but I wanted to do something really special for this person because I had the honor and the privilege to be one of the media correspondents for the Entrepreneur R.O.C.K event, second annual, which was in Temple Hills, Maryland. And the acronym for R.O.C.K is resilient, optimistic, confidently creative, and knowledgeable. So it was amazing. I had such a good time. I was able to network, meet different vendors who were so talented, had different performances, had a panel discussion that was super, 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 super lit. They had Unique Smiles from Hot 97, Aaliyah Foss from Radio 1, Dior Ginyard, he's from the NFL Player Association, and also on the Forbes 30 Under 30, and also Melissa Kimball, who is the creator of Black Creative #. And the main thing, it was giving out awards to the best entrepreneur in the DMV area. So they had different categories for blogger, fashion, fitness, chef, and hair. So it was really interesting to see everyone and get their award. It was really dope. So without further ado, because I'm sitting next to this wonderful Black queen, the curator of this event, Miss Ashlee Koonce.
Hey! Turn me up. She ready. Hey. That was me before Tiffany Haddish. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm teasing. Yes, I'm so excited. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, this is dope.
I'm really, really excited to be here with you. And I just want to personally say thank you for putting this wonderful event on.
Listen, the opportunity to just kind of share the vision, the platform, and see it come to fruition is amazing. It's definitely a blessing. To see so many people come out and support and just support not just me but each other.
Yeah,
that's dynamite. You don't get that often. And I always tell people, sharing in somebody else's light doesn't make your light any less.
Facts.
So hey, come out, do your thing, and that's what happened. And people showed out, and it was nice. It wasn't rainy, storms.
No.
The sun was out.
Bosses
were out. It was humid. I mean, that's summertime, so that comes with summer.
But everything else,
it wasn't
a perfect
rain.
day.
It wasn't a thunderstorm. It was the perfect day minus the humidity. But
yeah.
Hello,
so before
summer.
we get into Entrepreneurs R.O.C.K, let's really dive into who Miss Ashlee Koonce is.
You sure? Oh, who am I? I'm like the fun girl. I am somebody that likes to just live in the moment, enjoy me, enjoy people, enjoy everything that I can. You only live once. This isn't a practice, though. I like to do what I can as much as I can. The Ashlee Agency, that's me too. Different elements of who I am, social, increasing platforms, supporting people, all of those elements, it's what makes the Ashlee Agency. Networking, vibing, meeting people like you, and so finding ways that we can work together and be great at what we do.
So what inspired you to want to make people come together? Because one of your quotes is bringing businesses together.
Yes. So bringing businesses to businesses is essentially, let me back up. I will go to a lot of networking events, and I'm just like, okay, I know sometimes I can be a social butterfly. Not everybody is that person. So how do we make this light? Because the typical networking, you meet, you greet. No, let's try to mix it up. Let's ask some questions. Let's play some games. Let's make it intentional. So when you kind of come out of your shell a little bit, and you never know who's in the room. So I always say that. You never know who's in the room. And I will come across people like, hey, you know somebody that does this? You know somebody that does that? And before you know it, I'm like, oh, man, I'm kind of that person that knows somebody that dabbles in something, or they know a person. And that's how the Ashlee Agency came to be. A little research, get the foundation together, but just being able to share in that and say, oh, yeah, I can be your media hub. I can connect the dots. I can be that, facilitator. All of those elements kind of brought it together. I did a rebrand and everything. So it was necessary. Because you know how you come out the box one way, and then I'm like, oh, man, I'm working too hard. I could work a lot smarter.
Absolutely.
And so, in that rebrand, I work a lot smarter, and it's paid off so far.
How long have you been in business?
So it was crazy. I was telling somebody the other day, planning this event, I forgot my anniversary. Wow. It's been 5 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I was like, oh, shoot. I didn't even, give myself time to acknowledge, yeah, you've been doing this, girl, for 5 years. So
Yeah, so big up.
Yay!
Yes.
Thank you.
So what made you even decide to want to go into entrepreneurship?
So I would say it's probably that thing that's always been in me. As a little kid, I used to have like my own jewelry business. I don't know if you remember back in the day, it was those little
Them little small beads that you used to put on like when your gimps and stuff like that?
Yes. So not the hair, but the gimp.
Yeah, the gimp.
So
yeah.
I would make jewelry. And so I would make like bracelets and like necklace. And I didn't think anything of it. I was just making it. And people were like, oh, that's so pretty. You know, who made that? Me. So then before you know it, I'm like selling these little things. I remember going to the store, getting my little receipt book, you know, doing business things, not realizing that that's what I was doing. I don't even remember the name of my business. I want to say A.K. Jewelry, but I'm not sure. But anyway, it was my thing.
Right.
And, you know, you grow up, kids be kids, you kind of play, leave it and come back. But I've always had that type of mentality. It was always in me. And then, you know, like any seeds you plant, give it some time, it grows. And so here I am, a little later down the line, but it was always there. Yeah. Be a boss.
I think it is one of those things where you don't realize, like, even the people who used to sell candy in school. I was one of those people that used to sell candy in school. And you don't realize that those little bit of moments that, like, that's how entrepreneur starts. Like, everyone always thinks of the lemonade stand, which is a great example. But there's other things like children baking cookies or making jewelry or, you know, knitting, you know, certain qualities that we had when we were younger. And our parents were like, oh, that's cute. You know, having a little hobby, not even knowing.
It's there.
The foundation is already starting to be planted.
And so that was it. And I think back, I'm like, I didn't even realize it till I was talking to somebody. And I was like, shoot, I guess it was kind of always there. And before you know it, I'm like, oh, all right. Because, you know, you just something more. You know, I still feel like I haven't, like, peaked or anything. Yeah. Because there's so many things I want to do. But it's like, man, you know, 24 hours in a day, you got to do what you can and not burn yourself out. But it's only the beginning of greater things.
So how do you juggle? Because you still have your 9 to 5, and you got your 5-year anniversary for the Ashlee Agency. Yeah. So how are you walking around with your head still on?
Oh, so I told others, my time management has gotten a lot better because that was not a strong point. I realized how much time I would lose because I'm just sitting there, not necessarily twiddling my thumbs, but I just wasn't managing my time appropriately. So, you know, it caused me to get up a little earlier, stay up a little late. Like, you sacrificing some hours. So now my sleeping pattern is like so jacked. It's just, hello. I nap really well, but I sleep horribly.
I do too.
It's a bad thing.
I nap like a 3-year-old, and then I stay up all night, and then I'm tired all over again. So
that's the cycle. Yeah. So it worked to my benefit. Planning this event. Now I'm like, what am I going to do now? All right, this is over. So give myself some time to rest and on to the next thing.
Yeah. So for events like that, how long in advance do you have to plan out?
So I always say, once you find the venue, like that's probably the hardest part because you have to build everything around that. Right. So once I find the venue for the date that I want, depending on that time, it can take a year to 6 months, depending on how detailed and intricate you want things to be. But, so about a year, 6 months.
Okay. That's still a lot of planning.
Yeah.
And did you have like a team with you or?
So, yes. Some of them were already there. The other ones kind of like jumped in because they know I don't like to ask for help. So they like, let me just show up and do what I need to do for this girl because she ain't gonna ask me to do anything.
That's real friends right there.
No, it is. And
that's
I
real
like
friends.
Kudos to my girls because they definitely came through, and I'm like, oh, God bless you all.
It's always the people that you don't have to ask, but they just know when to show up.
Yeah,
that's real love.
I'm one of those people, so and it's so weird because they're like, bruh, you would do the same thing for us. I'm like, I know, but
it's just weird.
It's weird. Yeah. I'm like, no, I'm always gonna be there as long as I can. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. So I had a team, and then you know, kind of just added on as the date and time got closer because it get close and you start realizing, oh man, you know. I need to make sure this is done, that's done. Because as a visionary, you see all of this. You need somebody who's going to come through and see, like, other details that you can, like, miss because you're trying to put everything together.
Yeah, because how do you manage being the creative and also being the CEO. Because I know I struggle, and I'm like, okay, I'm the one who has to write. I'm not the one to do the research. I gotta, find ways that the show can be relevant and poppin'. And then I gotta handle the books. I gotta make sure the marketing is appropriate. I need to make sure we're aligning with the right brand. And it's like,
You just made me sad. Think about it.
it's a struggle.
It is. It's So to answer your question, because it can be a struggle, I try my best to bounce my ideas off of people where I know their strong points are. Like, if you're not a numbers person, I can't let you look at certain things.
Please, no.
So I won't do that. But like, I have my tax accountant. Like, she kind of like, hey, she stays on me. You are not doing. So you need those type of people that I tend to build relationships with any type of element that I need those people, and it just kind of always has worked for me. So to your point, marketing, I know some creative minds, hey, what do you think about this? Because sometimes your own ideas, I mean, you can think they're great, but let's put them to some fresh eyes and see what you really get. Because I think I'm funny, right? But sometimes like, nah, that can come off a little corny. So you need somebody that's gonna tell you that, because you don't want to lose that. So,
no, you're right.
Balancing, it's just, you gotta find your friends or people that you know that have those elements. So all right, hey, take a look at this when you get a chance. The graphics and the branding and down the colors and fonts. Like, is this legible? Like, if you saw this, would you read it? Well, because if you gotta squint, somebody gonna scroll right past it or delete the page. So those little things really are important. And I look like a Burger King and Wendy's commercial. People are like, well, I don't want to keep posting. I'm like, well, how many times do you watch a Burger King commercial before you say, you know what, I think I want that Whopper? Same concept. You just got to think big and have confidence when you're doing it.
So you were saying that you like networking with people, and that's something that the Ashlee Agency does. What are some do's and don'ts for people who want to network with others?
So it's so funny because I've been saying this. People, I don't know what it is with, I don't want to say this generation, but this generation, they don't want to be like friendly. So my first thing is like, have like this open readiness, smile, right? Nobody wants to talk to a pit bull. Nobody wants to come up to a pit bull and say anything. So like, have some type of welcoming presence about you. So smile is like number one. Look like, okay, I want to be in this place.
Right. Be welcoming.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's just the thing, like this mean mug situation. I'm like,
look like you just got out of jail.
You don't have to do it. Like your face is beat, honey, and you are cute, but you angry looking. It doesn't go. It's like, I don't want to say it. It's almost like, well, why are you here? Right. You're not approachable at all.
Right.
So I would definitely encourage, hey, check your demeanor. Make sure you're ready. And be intentional. So when you go into a room, like, plan this, okay, I'm going to talk to these amount of people, try to get certain information, from those people. So that way you're not just there wasting time. Not every event is for everybody. So I say that as much as I would love to have the whole world to come to everything I do, I don't want you to waste your time. I don't want to fill a room with dead space and dead people because, it's not your thing. To be beneficial. Yeah, so I'm big on qualifying the moment.
Okay. What are some other things?
So don't overpower the conversation. Nobody wants a chatterbox.
That is mad annoying.
Yes, it's like
know when to exit.
Exactly. Yes. Or pace yourself so somebody can feed the conversation, because you may run out of stuff to say. You just keep talking, and then before you know it, they're like, oh yeah, that's all they have. You know what I mean? So you want to leave the people wanting more. So that way, like, okay, he or she does know their stuff, or they're just a really open person that they may want to work with you just based off your personality. You never know what that connection may be, but if you talk too much, it's gonna be like,
you're gonna leave the worst
I don't even
impression.
Want it.
They don't ever want to do with you ever,
never again. I'm good on you. And your business too, unfortunately.
So in this new social media era, how do you feel would be the best way for any genre for people who have businesses to advertise it?
So know your audience. Not everybody is, on Instagram and on Facebook. So if your audience, not everybody emails. I mean, so you have to, like I said, know who your target audiences are. So if, let's say, they are Instagram, so you have to make sure your content is short, it's catchy, aesthetically pleasing, so somebody will look and go, oh yeah, and read it. not everybody is going to read that super long post and so on and so
Right.
forth. So you got to be able to capture them, because unfortunately the time that we live in is that microwave mentality.
Right.
They want to see it. Do I like it? Do I want it? Nope. Okay, keep going. So you got to be able to catch it, captivate it. And it doesn't mean you're going to get that person, but if you got them to stop and at least acknowledge it, whether, you're doing something more than others. So, know your audience. Some people really are into email. They're always on their phone, so you can catch them there. They have different like marketing tools now where you can like send like the text through the phone. So that's another way that I've seen people use that actually kind of does work. Because you go, oh, well, what's this? You open it. Okay. Then once you see this is somebody that a business or something you're familiar with, you won't be like prone to ignore or think it's like a spam text. So knowing your audience is definitely key. I would say so.
Yeah, but how do you kind of find your audience? Is this like something you construct in your business plan?
Absolutely. So let me back up. So in your business plan, you figuring out who your target audience is. So then depending on who you have, you want to kind of do some research to see what do they use most. How often are they engaged? Finding the time of days that they are engaged on whatever platform you choose to use as an outlet. And then you kind of want to like build from there. Sometimes it is like a trial and error to see, okay, you maximize on Thursdays between 12 and 2, right? People may take their lunch, people may whatever. So you find that, and it is like a trial and error, but you want to be able to see what works and then keep that, but also kind of test out other areas so you can, all right, I can get you there and I can get you there. And not be overbearing, because if it's email, you don't want people to start thinking you're spam or push you in the junk. But because people are actually now starting to catch on to this media, you know, it's like, okay, they're sensitive to what is coming through. So now you got grandmas and aunties and uncles downloading these apps and stuff. So it's like, okay,
come on through, grandma.
Yeah, you get some support that way. So trial and error, doing some planning with your research as you create the business plan. I'm trying to think what else. I feel like it's something I'm missing, but I'm leaving it. If I think of it, I'll come back.
Yes.
I'll bring it back.
I'll be right here. Yeah. So as an entrepreneur, what has been the most challenging thing for you?
Ooh, finding time for myself.
Facts.
So because I am so determined to be great, what is great, right? Just something better than what this is right now. Like, I don't feel like I should work this hard all the time. So I'm working really hard, so I don't have to work this hard in the long run. So I really don't find time for myself between like work and church and doing business. It's really no time off. You're always giving. And then just kind of supporting other people and what they do. And, whether it's a personal thing, a professional thing, I leave a little time for Ashlee. So that is, I would say I have to work on it. It's the most difficult.
Yeah, we got to take a day off.
Yeah.
You don't want to, but it's like,
yeah.
Like, even like on the weekend, I was like, I'm so tired. And I had so much stuff to do. And my body was like, no.
You're not doing it today.
You're saying right here, you're going to close these eyes, and you're actually going to like not take a nap, but actually get like real sleep.
And just rest. Like, people think sleep and rest are not synonymous. You can sleep and be so exhausted because you fought in your sleep. Your mind is just racing. Like, you're not resting. So your body is still working because...
It's still racing.
It's nothing happening here.
Yes, so. Deep REM sleeps are important, people. Yeah. Just because you close your eyes does not mean that you're resting. You're taking a break.
Barely, because your mind is still racing. Yeah. So it's like, am I really breaking? No. I mean, even down to like the dentist say, like, you grit your teeth. He was like, what do you do? And I'm like, dang, I can't even, you know what I mean? My body is not... It's still work mode. Yeah. I'm like, we got to do better. Yeah. It's necessary.
Definitely going to take some time off.
Yeah, self-care is important.
Find a way. Find a way.
I'm going to try.
You got to find a way.
Let me zen right now. No, I'm just saying.
So for the Entrepreneur R.O.C.K event, I really enjoyed the panel discussion, and you had some pretty prominent people. Yeah. So how are you able to get those type of people to come to your events?
Well, it's what's interesting is a lot of people want to kind of share, and they want the platform to what's the word, engage with others,
Right.
and they're not always presented that type of audience, because sometimes it's extremely professional where it's really boring,
Yeah.
or it's so restrictive. They're like, I just do it because, but I don't really want to do it.
Yeah.
So I would say my partner that kind of helped with the behind the scenes, she knew the type of panelists that I would be looking for that I feel would kind of help the audience gain and be engaging, and you take away some real knowledge. So I was able to connect with them. They're like, oh yeah, we want to be a part. So just having somebody engaged and really like, oh, I want to do this, I'm like, okay, this is good. So I just look forward to more of that. So it's what's the word, having a team. Oops, sorry. Having a team.
Yeah, it is very important. Because the panel discussion for me was the most influential because we were able to ask questions. I was able to ask Unique a question, and I was able to talk to her after it was over. And she was super nice. Shout out to Unique. And everyone was just very welcoming and very knowledgeable. And certain things that we talked about is having a balance and being able to spend time with your family and sacrifice, because that is something that I'm going through right now. My family is pissed, and it's like, you don't see me grinding. It's not going to be here forever. And I think especially people of color, they do not respect entrepreneurship. They believe it's a hobby. And me personally, it's like, oh, that's good. Like, oh, that's cute. But, going to college, having a 401k from whatever job that you may have, just feel like it takes more precedence. Opposed to saying, like, being an entrepreneur doesn't get the same respect as saying that I'm a doctor. And I don't really think that's fair. So do you experience that personally?
So, no. To answer your question directly and immediately, I do not. But I would say parents, our parents, their parents, our grandparents, their programming was different. So where we see, no, this is an opportunity for me to work for myself and build and, have more. Not, to have a degree, excellent. I'm all for education. Being a doctor, hey, we need those. People are sick. But the people that want to be their own boss, it takes a different tenacity to kind of do that, because it is not for everybody. Like, some people think it looks pretty thanks to Instagram. A good old, filtered businesses. And I'm like, no, likes don't equate to dollars. That doesn't mean that. Right. So they don't understand when you say, no, I got to do this, because in their mind, they were taught, go to school, get a good education, work hard, save your money. So that's what they know. So for them, you doing everything extra, like, you don't need to do all that. You got a good job. They don't see that, because that's not how they were programmed. They think what you're doing is enough. As long as you bringing in, got money, a roof for your head, over your head, and you're stable, you're okay. And thankfully, my parents, they understand that there's more of me than just going to work, doing 9 to 5.
Absolutely.
And who's to say they didn't see it, and they just were waiting for it to kind of
flourish.
Flourish. And they support that. Like, my parents, my family are probably my biggest support system.
That's awesome.
My mother was there. She just wrote a book. Shout out to my mom.
Hey, Mom.
So, I make sure, and what I do, I'm going to put you on too. Like, my brother's in the music. Hey, give me some of your stuff. We can play it during the networking. My dad is just my dad. He's just there. So, like those, I make sure that whatever I do, everybody, you on my shoulders. We out here, we doing our thing. So, to your question, no, they understand, but life is short. So to you, I would say, find some balance, because you got to spend some time with them. Like, we always say, oh, no, I get to Saturday, and sometimes Saturday, it's a long ways away.
It is true.
Things happen every day, and you know how this world a little crazy. So just try to do what you can to make sure, you maximize.
Creating the balance is something I'm working on. So that but at the same time, I think what affects me the most is the whispering and the not respecting what I do.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so it's like, me going to college and going to Berkeley, that was such a major accomplishment. And they were screaming from the rooftops. And, now having this show, it's like they only can whisper about it, which is fine because my mindset is please keep that same energy. Please.
Yes.
Please. And so my mom is an entrepreneur now. And so she gets it. But I think because I'm so young and she did hers so much later, it's like she just wants different things for me, and it's like
that's mom and her.
Yeah, but I believe in people should live their truth, and not everybody can be a boss. Not everyone can be an entrepreneur, and that's okay.
Yes,
but I know that I'm supposed to be one.
Yes,
I don't really do well with corporate America structure. I can't.
No, it's a real thing. I totally agree with that. Not everybody is equipped for it. It looks good, but we need some people to kind of be the support. You know what I mean?
We need support.
Because it doesn't make you less than. You may be a great 1A. You know what I mean? I won't say number 2. A great 1A. And I need you because together we're going to do some amazing things.
Yeah.
But you have to be confident in your 1A position. And don't think, oh, well, this person's that. So, no. You are first priority there. Not second to anybody.
Yes.
First there. And when we change that outlook, it's okay. Everybody can't be boss.
No.
It's not made. It won't work.
I think people don't understand how much time and what's being sacrificed.
Man.
At least what a 9 to 5 is structured.
Yeah.
You go in, you clock in, you do what you're supposed to, you go at 5. Entrepreneur, there is no clocking in 1, and then who knows when you'll be finished.
And that's so, because if you're in the zone, you look up, it's happening to me. I'm like, is it really 4:30? Oh my goodness. I have watched every episode of whatever, just on in the background. So it's a real thing. And you got to still get up and do your thing.
Yep.
And hey, it's no apologies. It's like, okay, I'm built for this. That's what I tell myself. No, you built for this.
Yeah.
You tired, but you built for this.
But you built for it,
You got to do it.
Yeah, because that passion is what's going to drive you.
Every time.
Because if you don't have the passion, you're going to be asleep.
You're going to just it's going to be over real quick.
You're going to be like, I don't got time for this no more.
No. Listen, find a wellness room, take a nap or something, get some coffee, 5-hour energy drink.
You'll figure it out.
Take it twice, 10 hours.
Yeah. You might have that double shot macchiato. No.
Best.
Yes. Okay, yes. Blessings to Starbucks. So what do you think would be your biggest fear as being an entrepreneur?
Failing. I mean, people say, there's no failure. No, I don't want to fail in the sense of letting people that are like close to me, i.e. family, like people that see me, kind of blossom up, let them down. So to me, I don't want to fail. Like, that's the thing that keeps me going. Like, okay, because I said this in the beginning, the Entrepreneur R.O.C.K almost didn't happen. Like, things were happening where I'm like, are you serious? You know what I mean? It became a point where I'm like, do I even want to do this? These are real conversations.
Right.
And I'm like, no, you have to. You know what I mean? Because you're doing this for the people that is questioning if they should be doing it. So that's how really it got for me. And I'm like, yeah. And this is how I was like, no, you have to do this. So failing is a fear because I don't want to let that person that's watching me, that I don't know that's watching me, let them down. I feel like at some point I got to be on my A game, whether it's A-, A++, I got to try my best.
You that range.
Yeah, to be on my A game because you never know who's watching you, who's in the room. And I get that. I'm like, I ain't even, people, never liked the post, never came to anything, but they're like, oh yeah, I see, and I'm like, oh, you do? Oh, okay,
I be having that same energy.
Yeah.
Same energy. I'm like, do? I can't tell, but
okay, I'll take it, I guess, if that's how you support, then I let you shine right over there. Okay, cool. But those people do exist. So, I don't want to be a disappointment. I don't want to fail. Whatever that means, I don't want to do that. So I try my best to
make sure you're
and it comes at a cost. Oh my God.
Yes, it comes at a cost.
Yeah, so I'm going to stop because I can just keep going.
So in one word, characterize your life as an entrepreneur. Only one.
Consistent. Yeah. People don't know it. I have taken maybe a break from like a social media type thing, but I've always been consistent in building and growing and setting foundations and building relationships, because not everything is for the public eye.
Absolutely.
So I can say that I have always been consistent in my growth, from reading a book, from doing, random searches and seeing what's out there and how to be better at this, that, and the third. Consistency is necessary.
Always.
Because gaps of that, you become inconsistent, and things
things fall through the cracks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So exactly.
Yeah, that's actually a really good one. That is the word for the day.
Hey now.
Okay, so what are the if you can name 3 things for a starting entrepreneur, what would you say is necessary for them to build that foundation?
Okay, set a budget. It's going to cost more than $1, so
it's going to be more than $2.
So I would definitely say set a budget. Do your research.
Facts.
Because I would say starting out, I had this vision of everything I wanted to do, and I did research, but I feel like I didn't do enough. And not that it hurt me, it just would have been easier.
Yeah.
Doing the path. So budget, research. Because those two will help give you a good foundation. So you know what you need to start. You know how you need to file. You know all of those things you need to do. So at the end of the day, your foundation is always set. So that's important. And then third, have a good support system, because you will have moments where life happens and you need to have people around you that's going to push you out of your comfort zone.
Absolutely.
Out of the place of frustration, out of the place of just feeling like, I don't want to do this. You know, sometimes mentally you have given up and you need somebody to say, hey, no, that's not what we do here. You know what I mean? Like, there's no room for that. Yeah. So you need those 3 things, I would say, to get you started and out the gate. Because those 3, when you budget, you won't stress as much, because you know how much you need to do what you need to get done.
Absolutely.
With that, you've done your research, because to get the proper marketing, a website, get the proper trade name. All right, it's going to cost X, Y, and Z. You've done this so it doesn't mess up anything. And, in that process, things happen. So you have your support system to keep you going. So you're sustained mentally.
Yes. That is actually very true. I think when you are really excited starting a business, you can get a little overzealous.
Yes.
And then you become a little bit delusional.
Yes.
And then you start ringing stuff up and you're like, wait a minute, how do we get to this point?
Yeah.
And so you really do have to set your budget, and research is important. And the one thing I know a lot of people will say something about is research your competition.
Absolutely.
You have to, because a lot of times a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to know what they're doing. But
Why?
You do. Because if they have already created something that's successful, you can take bits and pieces of different things and create something really great.
I say that. I so agree with you. I'm like, if what you're doing is what you're supposed to be doing, let's use hair salons. There are hair salons everywhere. But this, Betty's curl doesn't make Becky's curl or Belinda's curl. I don't know why I'm doing all these beads, but they just rolling off. So we're going to go with it. But it doesn't make their curls any less or any better. Right. Like, that's what they want to do. So they are doing their thing. You have to do you have to research your competition, like you said, to see, they may be doing something that is working. You can figure out how you can utilize that. And, all right, how can I make this work? Not that you're copying them, but it's a compliment. Okay, I don't have to reinvent the wheel. This is already something that's working, and then you build your brand around that. Now, don't be that person that's actually duplicating.
Please.
Because those people do exist. You're like, wait, so all you did was change your dot? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I see you.
Right.
I see you. Thank you.
Just above getting sued. You're just like right at that line.
Because basically, y'all the same person, but different names. Oh, I see you.
Yeah, we see you.
They do exist. But research and competitions, I think that's necessary. And that's how I rebranded, because I'm like, it's so many people out here doing like my initial thing of like social media marketing and all of that stuff. And I was like, oh nah, we can find a better way to work this.
Absolutely.
Make it smarter. And that has worked for me. I'm like, okay.
Because when you look at the numbers and you see what other people are doing, and I think sometimes people automatically get discouraged.
Yes.
So what do you tell these new entrepreneurs who's trying to research, but in the midst of them, trying to be great, they get discouraged because their turnaround time is not as fast as they've seen as their competitor?
Yeah, be patient, because Bible, the race is not given to the swift. You got to do what you do in your time, because just because that person you feel like is at the finish line or closer, it doesn't mean it's still the finish line. You know what I mean? It's still there for everybody to achieve that same goal or that same mark. So don't get discouraged. And if you feel like watching them is making you discouraged, stop watching them.
Please
focus on what you need to do.
Change the view.
Yeah, because honestly, if you do that, you're gonna move slower, because now you're focused on how fast they're going, which now you're either not moving at all, or you're distracted, so you're not moving as efficiently as you could be, and you're not being effective because your focus is not where it needs to be. So you can really, master whatever you're trying to do. So, stay focused on you, hone your craft. Everybody has a reason. So I would say, I think I said this on Saturday, or I meant to say it, I'm not even sure. but I can't be you. You can't be me. So knowing that, you need to, that's what will help you kind of get through. Like, it has to be a reason you're doing it.
Right.
Own it. Do it. And if you see that person doing it too, congratulate them. Listen, it's nothing wrong to say, I see you. You're doing it. Hey, girl.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All of those things. It doesn't take away from whatever you're trying to do. So
absolutely.
Yeah, that's my long little rant.
No, but it's necessary, because I know personally when I was like looking at stuff, I was like, shit, these people are doing so much more than me, and look at little old me. And then you start feeling sorry for yourself, and you go into like this spiral, because it's like what you have in you and what's being produced are two different things.
Very true.
And so when you're a creative, you become so sensitive.
Yeah.
About everything.
You definitely do.
Yeah.
And I go back to it, like, if you feel like what you're doing is tainted in some way because you're focused on what everybody else has going on, cut out the noise. Absolutely. Whatever that noise is, cut it all the way out. Absolutely. So you can focus. And then when you come back, you're going to be so proud of what you have going on. It's not going to matter. And the people that need to see are going to see it. The people that's going to support you are going to support you. And you're going to be good because you've done your part. That's all you can do. Absolutely. Like, nobody can take that from you. This is your show. It can be 1,000 bills, but it's this show is what makes it yours. Right. So somebody else can come on and try to have the same, regime type. Like, nah, thank you, you know what I mean? But because people do it.
That is true.
People will come out, listen to you, and create the whole show based on listening to you. And yes, it's the inspiration. It's definitely imitation. Yes. But that's what people do. It doesn't make what your show any less. Yes. And so I would definitely encourage whoever's listening, like, listen, you got this. It was a gift. It was a vision. Whatever you feel that it was, a calling for you to be great, and don't do anything less. And it's already in you. Already. Whatever it is already inside of you. But you have to make sure you pour it out of you. You have to. No one's going to pull it out of you. There's some people that can inspire you, right, motivate you, but to pour into whatever you're passionate about, that comes from you. Yeah. There's nothing I can do, nothing Ashlee can do, and she has the agency to get you all set up. Yes. But you still have to pour that passion into what you want to do to be successful. Yeah, and that's what I tell when I start with my clients. I'm like, they ready for, like, all those important questions. I'm like, no, why are you doing what you're doing? Like, that's how I start, because they're ready to, like, answer these program questions. Now, let me switch you all the way out. Yep. Why are you doing it? Because if you're not doing it for the right, if you're just doing it to make money, everything you do is going to be a chore. Everything you do is just going to be like, it's going to seem hard, or there's nothing in it for you because you're after the dollar. That is where you will always lose, because when you have to do more than what you think you should do, it's going to be frustrating. It's going to be harder. Yeah. So, no, why are you doing it? Okay, but then let's work around that. Let's work around your why, and everything else will fall into place. Have you ever told anyone no? Yes, because some people, how do you say this? They didn't want it. So I felt like I'm very particular on my time. Yeah. You can loan $1, get $1 back. Mm-hmm. But if I loan you 5 minutes, that is gone. Yep. That's never to come back to me in any form. That's facts. So if I feel as though this is not what you want, or I've had this happen, you just really want to see what I'm doing so you can do it, and I'm like, my gut is kind of telling me maybe not, and I just have the heart to try to help, so I can't help that. But, I'm like, no. And I just leave it there like, this probably won't work. But I'll refer you to somebody that I think can kind of give you what you're looking for. I won't leave you high and dry. But, yeah, I've had to say the nice no. Like,
nice no.
Yeah. It's either, I try to, and professionally, you got to give them the nice no. Yeah. Personally, it's that strong no.
Nah.
we
good, fam. Mm-hmm. We good.
I'm good, love. Enjoy. That type of situation.
What would you tell people? It's a two-part question.
Uh-oh.
What would you tell someone who wants to start their own business? We'll start there, and I'll do the second one when you're finished.
Okay. So 2 parts. Why? And have you researched? Because, like, as we said, earlier, it's important to know what you're getting into. Like, don't go into anything blindly. That's just not the smart thing to do. So be knowledgeable about the craft. Be knowledgeable about the area that you're looking to grow in. Because I imagine if you're going into it, you want to grow. You don't want to just stay small. You don't want to just, just stay stagnant. You know what I mean? So, yeah, do your research.
Okay. The second part is, what would you tell someone who has a failing business?
I would ask them, why is it failing? Because I feel like sometimes I don't know if you watch Tabitha Knows Best. I think that's the name of the show.
Is that the one who had the hair salon?
Yes.
I love her.
Yeah, so she has that one, and then she has the other one that she works with family businesses.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
She would ask, like, why. The thing is, people will turn a blind eye to the reason why they know something is not right.
That's life.
Debt, right? So, just ignoring a bill collector doesn't make the debt go away.
Facts.
And I feel like people will do that. They will just go, in time, some big check's just going to come and it's going to like, that's not realistic. You setting yourself up for failure. So if you are failing, let's start with why. And we will drill down to how did it get, depending on how far you are,
right? How
did it get this far? Because then once you acknowledge that, then we can kind of dwindle back. All right, do you want to change it? Because if you don't want it, then let's wrap it up. Call a spade and be done. If you owe a debt, pay it off,
yeah,
and just move forward. But if you really do, you're gonna have to bite that bullet and face reality. And a lot of us don't want to do that.
Yeah,
a lot of us don't.
Yeah,
so
it's really hard to self-evaluate,
Absolutely.
and then and to find that hard truth is like. It's almost like, it's like a bad breakup. It's like, you have to. That's what you're supposed to do. But you got to do it, no matter how much it hurts.
Yeah.
And so, whatever you're going to do, you got to be committed. You're going to be committed to the yes or you're committed to the no. But you can't straddle.
Commitment is key. You're not. You ain't getting nowhere straddling. And then it's painful. You ever straddled the fence? It hurts.
As a child, I did.
It hurts. It
hurts real bad.
This not how we supposed to live. Not straddling.
Yeah,
not the fence anyway.
Yeah, absolutely not. So pick a side.
Pick a side, please. and that's my thing. Like, own it. Like, it's okay to be wrong. We're human. You're going to get it wrong. You're going to make mistakes. It is a lesson. Okay, move forward. Yeah. People get stuck in it. Like, oh, I did it. Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't ever want. I'm like, nah. Actually, you can't do that. Like, you're growing.
Yeah.
This is going to happen. You do not know the way. So there's going to be, oh, shoot, there's a pothole. I didn't see it. It's okay. It's the people that saw the pothole and chose to drive straight in and didn't complain about a flat tire. That's 2 different types of people. You know what I mean? So you can't, get stuck in those moments where you're like, oh, I wish I would have. We all wish we would have.
Yeah, if I could do a lot of things all over again,
that's life.
I definitely would have.
But then you wouldn't be the woman you are.
Absolutely.
It's like, do I want to lose that? No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. Experience definitely will turn you into the person you need. But I think what separates, leadership from people who follow is that, like you said, consistency.
Absolutely.
Like, are you just not going to give up, are you?
No, I'm not. I don't know who's asking me, but I'm just going to say no.
We're not in the quitting business. We might fall back, but it's quitting.
Necessary. Because if you fall back, you have to, what's the word? Recalculate.
Yes.
All right, reprogram. Okay, what did I do? What missteps? And you have to do that. It's necessary. Even if you feel like things are going too smooth, just check to make sure, all right, I ain't missing nothing. You know what I mean? Make sure my I's are still dotted, my T's still crossed. Because sometimes you ride that train, you be like, ooh, this is going smooth. And you don't want to just be on autopilot, but you can also be doing better. Absolutely. But you so on autopilot, you just like, I'm not doing anything. So you just got to find a balance. It's definitely necessary.
Yes. Yeah. So for Entrepreneur R.O.C.K 3, do we have something kicking up already? Have you already started like knowing what you want to do, or is it a secret?
It's a secret for me. I love the energy that I get from it. So I am in like recap stage, and then, all right, give me feedback. Like, what did you think? And what, I love that. I'm so hard on myself. Nobody can say anything to me where it's going to like break me in that sense. But I value critique and, all of those compliments as well. I take those too. But, yeah, so there's a 3. It's going to be in June. Ooh. Probably the same place. I don't know. Because it's easy. But I know some things to make it easier. So, like, those, like, mental notes I'm taking away. But, yeah, that's all I have right now.
Were you able to see anything? Or was you just running around like a chicken with its head cut off?
I saw part of the panel. I saw part of their performances. What else did I see? I saw people taking pictures. People love a good picture time, so I make sure. Yes, it was a line, and like the vendors did really well. Yeah. Like people came from out of state, so like those things, I'm like, oh man, then people like they travel. Even you. I'm like, okay, and those things kind of, I won't say kind of, they really do. Like say, yes, you're on the right track. You're doing the right thing. What's the word? Confirmation. I say affirmation. The confirmations that, yeah.
Did you have like a favorite part?
The end. The end. I was like, yes.
We did it.
We did it.
Now go home.
Yeah, have fun, mingle. But in a serious joke, it really was the end. Because I just like to see people do their thing, whatever that is, whether you're mingling, listening, asking questions, engaging, just all of those are like my favorites throughout the event because I don't want anybody to walk away and feel like they didn't get anything. So that's my biggest like concern. I try to create things where it's something for everybody. And so I'll just try to be more creative in planning the next one.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And those elements. So take what worked and maximize it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's as far as I got for 3.
It's a good starting point.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is you have a blueprint. So it's not like you got to start from scratch. So like you said, just taking whatever the negative feedback was and just maximizing that and turning it into the positive.
Absolutely.
And just seeing how that works. But I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I learned so much. Just being in that atmosphere, just networking with different people. This was my first time, like, doing media. And so it was like...
See, I love that. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
The first, those are, like, they really... I got a little chilly, but it gets me. Because you never know, like, for some of those vendors, it was their first. And they, like, sold out of their stuff. So the opportunity to even do that, like, that's a blessing to me.
It is.
Because not saying somebody had to do it, so why not me, right?
Absolutely.
So to create these opportunities for first, I love that. I'm going to use that.
Yeah.
I don't know what, but on something. But
I'll help you. I got you. My brain is thinking right now.
Yeah, I love that. The opportunity for first can happen at Entrepreneurs R.O.C.K, and that platform is everything.
Yeah,
it's everything.
And I think a lot of times people who are striving to be entrepreneurs, we're so in our tunnel vision, but we don't really know how we do inspire. And so just like you having your event, you realize like I have first time people here, like even with me, you know, my first time doing media, and shout out to the PR Alliance who handle all the media, who's my publicist. Yes. And, just building those relationships, because now that I know you, it's like, okay, I have a way to get to you. We can network and work on things together. And I can use my resources and we can use our resources.
High five.
Yes. And we can do other things to create
important.
other ways to inspire others. So, for me, like I'm telling people who are listening, just when you live in your truth, you have no idea who is watching you, and you have no idea who is so inspired by what you do. Because I get texts and stuff all the time, and I'm like, girl, I ain't even really doing nothing.
But yeah. No, it's a real thing. It is so real. Like E.R.O.C., like when I would put like hashtag E.R.O.C. lit, that's what it stood for. Living in your truth. Like people are like, oh, lit. I'm like, no, live in it, own it.
Yes.
This is all you get. You know what I mean? Like this life. So you better maximize the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Because it's
you only get one.
Only get one. Ain't no practice.
Yeah. And who knows if the opportunity would come again.
That right there. And it doesn't, opportunities don't always just come to you. Sometimes you have to create them.
Yeah.
Like being quiet won't create the opportunities. No. You got to go in.
Being scared won't create them. You cannot have a fearful heart.
No. Operating in fear won't.
No.
You got to go through. I mean, for all that, I could have just, I had moments and people like, man, what? I am really not an extrovert as people would think. I'm an introvert. They're like, nah. I'm like,
I don't
no.
believe that either.
People don't believe it. I'm like, no. What happens is because if I'm nervous or whatever, I talk more and I'll make jokes. So when you see, oh, shoot, she just having a ball.
And in your mind,
I'm
nervous as I'm
get me off of this stage. I don't want to be here. I'm talking to people.
Oh, so that's what the twirl was about.
I don't even know. It just happened. Like, I didn't even realize I twirl. I'm like, did I just twirl? No.
For those who are listening, Ashlee was called out. They introduced her, and she did a whole Beyonce twirl in the middle of the stage. It was great, though, because the way her outfit, the cape, it was appropriate.
And I think I just went with it. I'm like, okay, we're going to cape it on out because... Yeah, I could not go out. Like, right. That would have been awkward. What the heck is she? Yeah, no, she's coming. So you just had to improvise. I didn't even know that was going to happen. So yeah, I didn't even know you saw me. Granted, listen, there were people there. I didn't know you guys were looking. I didn't know, just swirling. But okay. Thought I was going to catch it while you blinked or something. Yeah, it didn't happen.
Just not going to happen. So I just want to thank you so much for sharing your story and sharing your knowledge with us. I appreciate you. Please come back anytime.
Listen.
Spread some love, spread some knowledge.
Yes. I'm here for it. Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. Like, people don't have to be nice. I say that all the time. So you taking the time out to just speak with me, learn more about me, Entrepreneur R.O.C.K, and all those things. Listen, thank you. You're doing your thing, and I get to be a part of you, do your thing, and I'm doing my thing, and so we just banging together.
Yes. Yes. So if people want to reach you and check out the Ashlee Agency, they want to see your social media, recaps of E.R.O.C, how would they do that? So, guys, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and website, The Ashlee Agency. Everything. TheAshlee. If you put a Y, it's not me. So at the
no
Y,
please. At The Ashlee Agency. So again, TheAshlee Agency. So that's me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. Put a www. on the website.
Or just use Google like everyone knows.
You can Google me now. I'm Googleable. Hey. Made up a word. I don't know if we're going to use a hashtag Googleable. That's me. Yeah. So if they are interested in the business, is it the best way to just go on the website and kind of submit that way? Okay. Or you know what, guys? I'm so informal. Text me, 202-656-3295. I mean, because I'm always everywhere, so I don't mind. You can shoot me a text. You can email me. Go on the website, www.theashleeagency.com. It's definitely a contact us page. Instagram, I know people are instant, so feel free to DM me. Be appropriate, though. Slide appropriate. Because I will definitely ignore intentionally. Ignore and block. I don't know you be. Too easy. I can do that, but I don't want to have to. So just, be smart about your approach. Don't be those people. You know who they are. Yes, we do know who they are. So, but thank you so much for coming. You. And this is Bitch Let's Talk. If you can't get enough of Bitch Let's Talk, you can always follow us on IG and Facebook at BLT Podcast and on Twitter at Bitch Let's Talk. If you want more content and updates on the show, you can always go to our website, bltpodcast.com.